true capitalist radio. I'm the badass of business and the prognosticator of prognosticators. Give CIA levels of assessments, predicting the future, the future, the future. It's time for true capitalist radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for true capitalist radio. Turn that shit up. Sparking synapses in the internet underground. Everyone knows who I am. The world is my chessboard and war is the tool of the game. Don't hate me, I'm just a messenger. Say what you want about me, but I speak the truth. The truth, the truth. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. It's time for true capitalist radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for true capitalist radio. Turn that shit up. Now get ready. True capitalist radio starts now. Right now. Fucking punks. Fucking punks. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fucking punks.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. By God, is this an episode? This is episode number 746. 746 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. Let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is in effect and in the house. All right, so it is what it is. And hold on, Dallas Soy Boys. Dallas Soy Boys, by the way. I'll get to yours in just a second. But by God, things have been going exactly what I predicted in the 2024 election. You know, a lot of you MAGA people that were all talking garbage in 2024 suggesting I was a Democrat because I was merely prognosticating what I foresaw are now starting to realize that Ghost was right all along. And by God, we're going to talk about that and then some today. But once again, if you haven't done so, please add to your bookmarks and add to your favorites, ghost.report. All right, that's all you got to do. Put the PC shot on so everybody can see ghost.report. And by the way, let me fix my settings on that. We're going to be following along on that website. It is my website, folks. It gives you the world in one web page. So if you ever need to be informed, go to ghost.report. All right, once again, that's better. All right, ghost.report. Now, before we get into Ghost.Report, folks, let's talk about the topsy-turvy markets, for heaven's sake. All right? Now, let me explain something. All right? We should have saw a ridiculous crash today. And the only reason we didn't, folks, is because you still got people that have enough money, credit, whatever the hell it is, that are in the retail stock sector that are throwing money in. I read somewhere, I should have put the article, but I have so many articles that I have to compile. I read that nearly $10 billion in retail investment money was invested in on Friday alone. Last Friday alone. And I think people need to stay away from these markets. I don't understand why anybody would be buying anything now. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Devious Dave, cheers to you. Monkey Munchin Monday. And we got Duke Orville hooking it up with 5 subs in the Rumble chat, man. Cheers to once again, Duke Orville. All right. I'm sorry we're in this ridiculous market, but we're going to talk about that right now. And let me go ahead and read the Buy Me a Coffee that came in from Dallas Soy Boys. And Dallas Soy Boys said, hold on, put the PC shot on. Said over 50 countries have already bent the knee to Trump. Stop being a panicking. Well, first and foremost, we don't know what to believe with this administration. We have no idea what to believe, but I can tell you something right now. It is the worst stock market start to a presidential term in modern history. All right? So however you want to spin this, however you want to say that, oh, don't be a panicking, I can't believe you people are still falling for these word tricks that Trump is trying to do in order to smokescreen this absolute, look, I don't see anything positive coming from this at all, and there's so many reasons why. All right, first and foremost, there is no clear goal of these tariffs. You get mixed messages by whoever the surrogate is or Trump himself on what the hell the actual motivation of these tariffs. I mean, one minute you'll say it's because of the fentanyl situation. The next minute is because of a trade deficit. Another one, it's because, there is no clear goal. Another one is that we're trying to bring down the deficit of the United States. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you try to bring down the deficit of the United States when we have a Congress right now in gridlock trying to figure out how much money that we're going to fucking allow Trump to spend. 4 to 5 trillion is being floated. And of course, Trump wants an unlimited debt ceiling. I mean, that doesn't sound like somebody that wants to, pay on the principle of the national debt. So there is no clear motive on what the hell these tariffs are trying to accomplish. Because a lot of these tariffs that have been implemented on countries, once again, a country was put on the list that doesn't even inhabit a human being. So it seems to me, and I think I put that on Ghost.report, that these tariffs seem to be a lot like AI, if you want my personal opinion. All right, it seems to me that AI had some kind of influence in what the hell these damn tariffs were supposed to be, because they make no clear sense. They might make, what was it? 84% tariff for Madagascar. What exactly are we expecting Madagascar to do? Madagascar is supposed to what? Allow American products into their country? And then what? It's a poor country. It's unbelievable. All right? It's unbelievable. And look, not only is it the worst stock start to a presidency, it is the biggest rout, all right, in history. Take a look at this. Black Monday to COVID crash, worst days in history of the stock market, and this is one of them. All right, we've lost, close to, right now, what was it, 6 trillion, 7 trillion has been shaved off of the market, complete wealth gone. So I have no idea what the motive is with these tariffs, and that's the confusion. That's why you're having such skittish, and I do mean skittish, activity on the market today. All right, we started the day down 5 and change % in the pre-market. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the market. We started, take a look at that huge dip. All right there on the Dow alone. Huge dip in the morning, and then miraculously, for whatever reason, because of fake news, by the way, and this is not a healthy recipe for the market, when you've got fake news fueling some kind of increase in the stock market. All right, that's exactly what happened. And that's why you saw that big, huge bump in the morning, because of social media posts. And no clear message, no unified message by the administration. So let me tell you, this is not looking good whatsoever. And cheers to the folks that are hooking up with a Rumble rant. I'm not reading that. We got Kits does a flip. Madagascar is where the Jews would have gone in a good time. I'm not saying that. We got Marshall. Madagascar likes to move it too much. Gonna take him down a peg. Okay, great. And then we got Duke Orville with a $50 rumble rant. They should fire the guy that said that. Look, Duke, it's unreal that there's no clear message on almost anything in this administration, which adds to the uncertainty to the actions and the policy of this administration. All right, so cheers to Duke Orville once again, man. All right, uncertainty. I mean, as we go back to the market, the whole reason why we saw this big increase in the morning was because, look at this, that stupid rumors. I mean, they're calling it a whipsaw on the tariff uncertainty, social media rumors. Now, somebody had said that Trump possibly would be open to a 90-day pause on the tariffs. And once that got around, that's when we saw this big increase and this big spike. And then once the administration came out and said, fake news, that's when we started seeing it go downward. And then from then on, people were reacting based upon the news. And you know what really is happening? What really is happening is that retail investors, they just can't believe that the days of easy money where you can just throw a fucking dart at a basket full of stocks and whatever it lands on, you can invest in and easy money comes along. You can just go on Wall Street Bets and hear some assholes post that you can just go invest in and whatever they suggest, and all of a sudden you're making money. They cannot believe it. They can't believe it. So they are refusing to acknowledge that this is a absolute readjustment, and it has nothing to do with, well, it kind of has something to do with the current economic environment. It is self-induced. All right, it is self-induced. All right, that's what I put on Ghost Report. Down here, take a look at this. Maga's self-induced crisis. Because there's no need for this. I understand the motive of Trump on wanting to put tariffs on certain countries like China. As a matter of fact, he said because China has retaliated against his first initial tariffs of 34%, and that was on top of already 20%. Since China retaliated, Trump has now said that he's going to put 70% tariffs on China, and that all communications and negotiations with China have ceased to exist. So we should have just done that right off the bat. We should not have done what Trump has done, which is universally given out tariffs to everybody. And it seems the worst of the tariffs are going to our allies, or what used to be our allies. And he's putting America in a very vulnerable situation. We're looking like a belligerent on the world stage. Well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, some people will say, you know, the United States is looking like a belligerent, but other people would say the following, that we look like a fucking laughingstock. All right, take a look at this. Trump is turning the United States into a global laughingstock. All right? A global laughingstock. I mean, this is a joke because there's no rational reason why Trump is doing any of this stuff. I mean, if there was a problem in the imbalance of trade, then the imbalance of trade could have been done on a bilateral basis. This could have been done in private. Putting people on blast, especially our allies, was not an applicable thing to do. I mean, wasn't it J.D. Vance in that little altercation in the Oval Office with Zelensky when he accused Zelensky of litigating the war amongst the American public by making certain statements in that meeting? The same shit. The same crap. I mean, we didn't need to have the world litigate our grievances with certain trade deficits. And now we look like not only a laughingstock, but nobody, in my opinion, has any positive things to say or look or view upon America. As a matter of fact, this stupid decision by Trump has galvanized every country to have a nationalist kindred spirit. You know, the Canadian fucking people were all falling apart. The Canadian government was falling apart. And then Trump did this bullshit. And take a look at Canada now. They're booing the national anthem, for Christ's sake. They're pro-Canada. They've got the fucking... It's just stupid. Same shit with the EU. Same shit with every fucking country. And guess what? Aside from them being nationalistic, they all hate the United States of America. And it's not just the governments, it's the people. It's permeated into the people. So let's just say in a great, world, in a perfect world, Trump's tariffs are actually implemented, and they're implemented for a long time, and we start producing products, and these folks, these countries, allow us to put products into their country at 0% or low tariffs. What makes us think now that these people in the international community are even going to want our products after this? I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense. We're a laughing stock. It's a joke. It's a joke. And guess what? I mean, everybody from Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, he came out, actually saw this speech today on Bloomberg. He says we're in a recession right now. All right, we're in a recession right now. And if Larry Fink is saying that, give me a break. This guy holds the biggest portfolio, or at least his corporation, BlackRock, has the biggest portfolio in the world. Trillions of dollars of holdings. And if this guy says we're in a recession, well, give me a break. Like I told you all last year, folks, I said if Trump does do these ridiculous tariff ideas, that aside of making America the world's pariah, okay, he's going to put the whole world not only into a recession, I think this could potentially be a depression. All right? All these policies that are being implemented so fast have the lasting effects for at least a decade. And it's very, very sad. It's just horrible. And look at Blade the Stalron Hunter. But hey, Maga, right, Ghost? I don't know. And then Devious Dave, is there any good news today? No. I mean, what good news? What good news? All right? We're in fucking serious trouble. Do you understand that? We're in fucking serious trouble. I don't give a shit how you try to sugarcoat this crap. Even if Trump's tariffs actually come to some type of, dare I say, a promising economic outcome, it would take a decade. We're not going to see anything from these tariffs for at least a decade. This is a long-term transition that Trump is trying to do very fast, and as a result, he's making America look like the fucking pariah out here. Anyway, once again, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, we are in a fucking recession. All right, we are in a recession. He's not the only one out there that's saying the same shit. J.P. Morgan's boss, Jamie Dimon. All right, these are big fucking names, folks. Take a look at this. Trump tariffs risk higher prices and make U.S. recession more likely. We're already in it. We're already in it. So, I mean, these are the big wigs in Wall Street that are the big time, they're the big time bosses here, and they're out there saying that, hey, look, this looks like recession. And I called this last year, folks. Go back in the archive, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Rumble, look in the archive. And I tried to tell you folks this, but did anybody listen? Did anybody care? No. Instead, you dumbasses were out here calling me a Democrat because I was giving a shit about what the hell was happening with the goddamn country here. Jesus Christ, man. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. But hey, let's continue. All right, let's continue. Anyway, we got a couple of Buy Me a Coffees here. Let me acknowledge these. And by the way, I changed the alert so it isn't as, invasive, if you will. Leaked inner circle. If you can't get a woman, become the woman. If you can't get a man, become the woman. Fuck off, whoever the hell said that. And Froppy is kind of cute. Sugarcoat it for me, daddy. Well, dude, let me tell you, there's nothing to sugarcoat and take that gay talk about 10 steps away from my fucking butt crack, all right? Anyway, once again, Jamie Dimon, recession. We got Larry Fink saying it's a recession. All right, I mean, it's going to continue to get bad. All right? I mean, all the global banks are coming together to hold talks over what the fuck is happening. And this is why you're having this message by the Wall Street and the banksters that, hey, get prepared, boy. Get prepared. And Devious Dave is asking, do I think that housing prices will go down in the next couple of years? I think they're going to go down in the short term because we are seeing an economic downturn. We are seeing a lot of people being laid off in the private sector and, lest we forget, the public sector. Remember, the goal of Doge is to lay off at least 1.5 to 2 million people. So if you add 1.5 to 2 million people on the unemployment line on top of all the folks that are being laid off, as a matter of fact, we've got a layoff tracker in the latest version of the Ghost report in the April 7th edition. If you go down here, layoff tracker, all right, you can track all the layoffs that are going on. And as you can see, total layoffs for the federal employees is already 156,000. Okay, and in the 2025 so far, we've had 100 layoffs in tech. Now go back to 2024, we had 52,000 tech employees laid off, and we had 156,000 well, this is still in 2025. We're still talking about 2025 for federal employees. But still, things are closing down. Companies are laying off. It's not looking good. And look, because of all this massive wealth that's disappeared in the stock market, we're probably going to see even more layoffs. Now, going back to housing prices, I think in the short term, we may see a slight dip. Maybe in the overinflated markets, we may see a little bit more of a percentage. But I think that there is still a lack of inventory in the housing market. And I think that because I think this is the reason why Trump is tanking the economy, is to force the Federal Reserve to lower rates. And when the Federal Reserve lowers rates, the rise of real estate will follow because it will encourage people to go out and buy a house. And that's why you have a lot of houses on the market that are sitting for a long time because the buyers are waiting to see if there's going to be a decrease in the interest rates to incentivize them to go out and either sell their current house and buy a new one or actually go out and buy a new one. So I hope that answers your question. Schofield Rex, thank you for doing this. You could be, thanks a lot, Schofield. All right. Anyway, put the PC shot on. Dow Jones Industrial, all right, once again, it was down 5 and change percent. Anyway, in the early morning, it ends the day down 0.91%. Current average of the Dow is 37,965.60 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P 500. It is down modestly 0.23%, closing out the S&P at 5,062.25 points. And we've got the NASDAQ. Somehow it got up. I don't know how. Maybe it took some fucking Viagra or something. It is up modestly 0.10%, closing out the NASDAQ at 15,603.26 points for the NASDAQ composite. And look, it's a whipsaw everywhere. In gold, did you see the whipsaw in gold, for Christ's sake? Take a look at the chart on gold today. All right, let's look at the 5-day. Take a look at that. On Monday, all over the place. It's down, it's up. And let me tell you what's happening right now. Okay, right now is the ending of the current contract because I don't know if you folks know, commodities are traded based upon contracts that have an end and delivery date. And the speculators in the commodities market buy that contract to hold in hopes of making a little bit of money and selling it off before the delivery date. That's commodities. Now, the delivery date I believe, was today for the contract. I believe it was, there it is right here, April 7th. I believe it was today. So the next contract is really what people are going to be speculating on when it comes to the gold price. And that's why you see this whipsaw shit happening all over gold. Same thing with silver. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at silver here. Let me get to the charts of the commodities. But same thing with silver. In my opinion, I mean, even though I think gold is still a good investment, if you want to get more return on your investment, silver is where to go. But instead of, I don't mean to whipsaw, no pun intended, but let's go and take a look at energy first. Because energy is plummeting. And why? Because OPEC is overproducing. Much like I speculated either on this show or the last show or the previous show, that Trump is going to go to Saudi Arabia. That's his first international trip. And he's going to do so in hopes of pleading with the Sauds.
They're eating the
to
cats.
continue. Yeah, thank you, Mega Max. I appreciate it. I'll read yours in a minute. To overproduce oil. He wants OPEC to overproduce oil because all the rising of prices due to the tariffs have to be offset somehow. And he's hoping, which I don't know if that's going to offset it, that a low price in oil, which will hopefully translate into a low price in gasoline, will offset any potential rise in prices due to the tariffs. And as you can see, the Saudis have taken it upon themselves to overproduce, and their reasoning behind overproducing is because they're trying to, quote, punish OPEC countries that are cheating the OPEC system, which I think is a bullshit excuse. I think the Trump has a deal with the Sauds. That's why Saudi Arabia has been the diplomatic area in which the United States and Russia have been negotiating this Ukraine peace deal. So anyway, that's a mouthful. There's a lot of things there, but that's what I speculate. And as you can see, it's translating into bloody red in the fucking energy sector. Crude oil right now, WTI sweet crude price is $61.28 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Brent crude, which is the oil that's consumed by Europe and the rest of the world, it is up. What is not up? It's actually down. The price of it is $64.68.
They're eating the cats.
We've got natural gas down. Everything's down. And the reason is, folks, is because the economy ain't looking too good. People are not going to want to take trips. People are not going to want to take planes. People are not going to want to buy goods. People are not going to... And all that requires traveling. Gas. And if there's less people doing it, less gas is going to be in demand. Let me get to some of these Buy Me a Coffees. We got Megamax 578. I alone am the honored one, whatever that means. Thank you very much. And then he did a back-to-back dono with Megamax. With this RG, I summon. With this RG, I summon. And good news, whoever the hell donated good news and just wrote a bunch of fucking Chinese, fucking whatever the hell fucking tuna fish language this is, go piss off, all right? Go piss off. They just donated a bunch of tuna fish language I don't know fucking shit about. Excuse my French. Anyway, let's go back and let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals. Now, whipsaw is an understatement on the metals, folks. Take a look at that. Everything is down except for silver. You know, I keep telling everybody silver is where you're going to get your return on investment. Now, I still think silver may dip in the short term because I think we're in a liquidation phase. I think people are scared.
They're eating the
They're
cats.
finally starting to recognize. They're finally starting to recognize what Ghost has been saying for the past 2 years, that cash is going to be king and that your portfolio should consist at least of a good portion, a good percentage of it in cash. Because right now, cash, everybody's wanting it. Everybody's looking for it. That's why Trump is begging the Fed to lower interest rates, because that's their cue to make the money machine go burr. So anyway, let's take a look at gold, all right? Gold all over the place. I mean, I think we take look at that. All over the place today. Let's take a look at the day chart on that. Look at this. Look at this. Uncertainty. If that doesn't read uncertainty, I don't know what does. All right, but we did talk about the contracts and shit. Let's take a look at silver. It's up. All right, but it was up $34. All right, on the 27th of March, and take a look at it now. I'm telling you, in my view, the way this damn thing is playing out, I think silver could easily be $100 a troy ounce. I think it could easily be $100 a troy ounce. It went up to 60 the last time that we saw this in 09. Now, look, the 09 crash is a little different than what the hell's happening now. The 09 crash was specifically because of residential real estate. The residential real estate isn't a component in why we're going to go into this downturn. It's policy. It's, if you want my opinion, too much fucking money that was printed out that the Federal Reserve is now trying to rein in with these interest rate hikes that they've been doing since March of 2022. So it's a combination of things. There is an overspeculation in office real estate. I think that is going to be a component in some of this downturn. But as far as home real estate, I think home real estate is a fairly safe investment, even amidst this turmoil. And trolling the interwebs, finally some good news from the Emperor Xi. The Emperor Xi, I don't kid around about that because we may have to, that may be a reality. Anyway, silver right now, $30.06 per troy ounce. Not a bad investment in uncertain times, all right? Copper right now, it is down 2.13%. Steel is down 2.43%. Lithium down 1.76%, and that's on the day, folks. That's on the day. Let's take a look at commodities. We're all worried, right? Like, hey, does this mean the price of things are going to go down? Well, maybe. All right, because of the skewed international trade system, because of this tariff war, I guess you could call it, a lot of uncertainty on whether or not these agrarian products are going to be continuously consumed by partners that are in the international community. Now, as you can see, you take a look at some of the negatives. Lumber, the reason lumber is going down is because Trump has taken an axe to the forest. I think, what is it, 60% of the forests are now open for logging purposes. So there's going to be a plentiful amount of lumber. So that's why you're seeing that down 3.46% on the day, 14.2% on the week. All right, because he just opened up the American forest, 60% of them for logging. So that's why you're seeing that. Palm oil is down because, it's a very weird time. Palm oil is in almost everything. It's in usually sugar-free crap, even though palm oil has sugar. You'll see it in that kind of garbage. And those types of products tend to be a little higher on the price end. Cheese, still up. I mean, it's been down year to date, but it's going up because there's a lot of components to cheese, like dairy cows and the what do you call it? The shit to refine it. What do you call it? I forgot the homogenous shit. The homogeny, the fucking, whatever that shit is, the machines and shit. That's all international, believe it or not. That's why milk and cheese are up. Rubber, well, I guess nobody's using condoms anymore. I have no idea why the hell rubber is down 10.09%, but I'm not in the rubber sector. Orange juice, the reason it's coming down is because it's expensive, and at the same time, the storms that we thought that were actually going to damage a lot of these crops, particularly in Florida, didn't really damage the crops as much as anticipated. So as a result, you're seeing that dramatically go down, even year to date. All right, it's gone down 57%. Right now, orange juice is down 6.60% on the day. Coffee is coming down because we're at all-time highs on coffee. And, look at that shit. We were at all-time highs on coffee, and the reason you're seeing this come down is because in an economy like we're headed into, coffee is not something that is a necessity. All right? And I think that you're going to see a lot of coffee places go under. You're going to see a lot of coffee brands go under because I think the damn market is saturated, even though I know their demand is there. The demand is there. Everybody drinks coffee, but I think people are going to start going to Folgers Crystals here pretty soon because $10 lattes at Starbucks, it ain't popping. By the way, I think I saw a commercial that Starbucks is actually giving free refills or some shit. Unbelievable. So that's a sign of the times, all right? Let's see. Cotton is up 4.35%. I have no idea why on cotton. Maybe something having to do with the natural disasters that are happening in the Midwest and in the South, which is probably the speculation on the damage there. Rice is up 2.03%. Interesting story I saw about rice. Japan is actually having a rice shortage. They actually had to tap into their rice reserve, into their silos in order to offset the rising prices of rice. So this is why you're seeing rice at 2.03%. Canola oil, it is going up because it's the cheaper of the oils to deep fry and also the unhealthiest. So you're going to see a lot more people eating more processed food because processed food is a hell of a lot cheaper. Canola is up 2.93%. Oats is down 2.26%. Because, who the hell wants to eat oatmeal? You know what I mean? I'm joking. I mean, it's down. Sugar is down 1.32%. And I think that's because the producers in South America have an abundance of it. So there's a surplus, and this is why it's been down year to date. Cacao, the reason it's been down is because 2 years ago it had a little disturbance in the Ivory Coast, which happens, it seems like, every fucking 12 years or 15 years or so. The Ivory Coast is the hugest producer of cacao, which is the base for chocolate. And what caused this major rise is political upheaval. Much like in 2009 when Gbagbo, who was the leader at the time of the Ivory Coast, refused to step down, similar situation happened, and now we're coming down from the volatility from that. We've got tea. It is up 1.21%, and that's very interesting to see tea up. I mean, that goes to show you that people are possibly steering away from coffee and entertaining tea, which I don't know if that's sustainable, but we shall see, right? Sunflower is down modestly 0.87%. Barley is 0.44%. Well, we're going to have to produce more beer, right? If we're going to be taxing the hell out of beer, and look, I love German beer. I like the Stella Artois, which is a Belgian beer. I like Sapporo, which is a Japanese beer. These are all going to be tariffs, so I got to start looking more domestic. So I think that's what's causing the price to go up. And corn is up modestly 0.93%. Anyway, folks, let us go to livestock, which is what we really want the price to go down in. Now, once again, folks, we are still at, I wouldn't say all-time highs. We're coming down from all-time highs on all levels of beef. Cattle feeder. Take a look at cattle feeder, for Christ's sake. We're coming down from all-time highs, as you can see there, and that's what we feed the cow. So you tack that on top of the price of the beef itself. That's why we see a high price of beef. All right? You take a look at the live cattle. Live cattle also coming down from all-time highs, which is why we're seeing a little bit of, in my opinion, at least from my butcher, they're trying to give away T-bone. I just had a fucking T-bone steak today. They were giving these damn things away. Why? Because China is cutting their contracts with the livestock folks, just like they cut the contracts with the agrarian folks. So, as I stated, Trump's going to take a victory lap for this as well. But remember, this time last year, mark my words, all these all-time highs that we're coming down from, it's only in the short term. It's because these commodities and these livestock producers have a finite amount of time in order to get rid of these yields. All right, because it goes bad, it rots. So what do? They chop the price. Next year, though, we're going to see these all-time highs again, if not higher. And because the producers are not going to produce as much. All right, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. Let's take a look at beef general price. As you can see, I mean, we were just at all-time highs in November, and it seems like we're headed towards highs again. So this just never fucking ends. All right, I'm tired of paying so much for beef. It's ridiculous. I'll still pay it, but goddamn. Let's talk about eggs. Eggs are now coming down because Trump did all hands on deck and made sure to gather eggs from anywhere. I said on the last show, or on the show previous, that he got so desperate, he went out to Brazil to get them. And hold on, I got to buy me a coffee from Froppy. Ching Chong Ping Pong. Froppy, please fill me up. Dude, who the hell is this? Can y'all stop trolling on the buy me a coffee, please? Jesus Christ. Somebody said they just laid an egg. Yeah, why don't you go suck an egg? How about that shit, all right? Jesus Christ. Anyway, as I was stating before I got rudely interrupted here, all right, the whole reason why we got cheap eggs is because Trump is all hands on deck on, making sure those egg prices come down. So if you're maybe getting some cheap eggs, they're probably not from America. All right? Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and quickly review cryptocurrency. As I stated, cryptocurrency is over. It's gone. All right? Trump fucked it up for everybody. All you crypto bros that believe that, I don't know what the fuck you believe. It's over. It's done. All right? I mean, I get it. Y'all have a hard-on for this shit or something, and you hope that it comes to $1 million. Listen, if Bitcoin is ever $1 million, that means the United States dollar is worth crap. It's the equivalent of the Zimbabwe dollar. This is over speculation at its fucking unbelievable, euphoric stupidity level that I've never even seen in my life. So all this shit needs to go away. I mean, that's why, this crash, even though I think that Trump is I think he's going in half-cocked and doing shit that I think has irreparable damage to the country, I do understand why he's doing it. All right, I do understand. We need it. We need this dumb money to get the fuck out of the goddamn market. Now, Trump's response to all the folks that are like, man, Trump, man, my fucking 401k's down 30%. Everybody is pissing and moaning that we're voting for Trump. I mean, by the way, David Portnoy, the guy from Barstool Sports, this guy came out today and said, dude, I'm down $20 million. $20 million. And listen to the cope. Listen to the cope of Portnoy. I mean, these people that sold their soul to Trump, they can't outright say, like, this fucking bastard. They can't do it because then they look like idiots. Take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. All right, listen to this.
I went super viral when I said I lost $7 million. I'd kill to be back to losing $7 million. I haven't even looked. If I had to guess, I'm down in these last 3 days, probably close to 20.
20 million.
Like 10, 15% of my net worth, poof. But I'm still here. That's
10 to 15% of his net worth gone. All right? Now listen to this cope. Listen to this cope.
the game. That's what I'm in. Like, do I like it? No. Am I crying? Am I like, oh, woe is me. I wish I voted for Kamala. No. Do I wish this didn't go down like this? Yes. Am I in this to make money? Yes. Do I wish I had that money in my investment portfolio? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen to the cope. He doesn't know how to react because this guy was so on board with Trump and so pro-Trump. And now, dude, 15 to 20% of his net worth is gone. I mean, that's serious business. I mean, I get it. The guy's a millionaire, but I don't give a shit how many millions you're worth, dude. I mean, to see 20% of your net worth, 15 to 20% of your net worth gone because you put about 15 or 20% of it in crypto or potentially stock investments, I mean, that's hard to swallow. That's hard to swallow. And arrogant bastard goes, David Portnoy, fucking bozo. Fucking rip bozo. I get it. He doesn't have many friends and shit. But remember, these were people that were gung-ho. A lot of people are having a very, very negative reaction to the current economic policy of Trump. All right, let me read this. Buy me a coffee. The Bible, was it the King the Third Bible? Okay. As I start, right as was not a sausage, just a darkness, a pure emptiness. Then along comes Big G, proper boss, and oi, let's have a bit of light, yeah? Bang, light pops up, just like that. He has just butchered at it. What am I fucking reading here? And look at how long this is. What kind of a fucking copy pasta was this shit? He literally wrote the Bible in the Post. Have you look on buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics right now. He literally wrote his own version of the fucking Bible. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Anyway, as you saw David Portnoy, getting a little upset that 15 to 20% of his net worth is gone because of Trump's economic policies, what is Trump telling everybody? What is Trump telling the American people? Well, as he steps off the golf course, which he won his tournament or some shit this weekend while everybody was, trying to figure it out, living under a bunch of pressure, he comes out and says, hey, America, take your medicine, all right? Tough it up and take your medicine and shut your mouth, all right? That's what he's saying, all right? Just shut up and take your medicine, all right? Don't worry about it. I mean, didn't I tell you that this guy didn't give a shit? Didn't I tell you? I tried to tell you people. I tried to tell you people. I tried to tell you throughout all of 2024. Did I not say that all this was going to happen? The only thing that hasn't happened yet is a pandemic. But believe it or not, I think I saw Fauci this weekend give a lecture somewhere, and he basically said, look, there's going to be another pandemic, and this time it's going to be respiratory, and it's going to be a lot more contagious. I swear to God, let me try to find that. Let me try to find that. He fucking just came out and said that shit. I swear to God, I just saw it. Let me try that, because look, that's the next. Didn't I say that all this was going to? If you don't believe me, go into the archive of YouTube or Rumble and take a look at any of the damn episodes of True Capitalist Radio in 2024. I'm not joking. Take a look at it. All right, take a look at it. I try to tell you people. You know, I tried to tell you people, but did you all listen? You absolutely did not. Instead, what did you do? You all called me some fucking Democrat, like some jerk off or something. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hold on, let me I swore I saw it here. Where's the damn I don't know, I saw it somewhere. Jesus Christ. Hold on just one second. Here, let me see. I swear to God I saw it here. Yeah, here it is.
What?
There we go. Put the PC shot on. Coming soon to a town near you, another pandemic. You ready for this? Here, take a look at this. I told you all.
Is likely to happen, I don't know if it's going to be next year or 10 years or 15 or 20 years from now, is the emergence of another respiratory disease. It may be another coronavirus, because we know that coronaviruses really, mostly in bats, have the capability of binding to receptors that are in humans. It could be another flu. We're dealing with H5N1 now, which is bird flu, which has taken the somewhat disturbing step of infecting mammals, namely cows and cats and other mammals, which means it's adapting itself more to a human. So my concern, Walter, is that whenever that happens, the next outbreak will be of a respiratory disease that's easily transmissible, that has a significant degree of morbidity.
And we are making this a little bit more dangerous with the cuts and our attitude toward science?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We're making it more dangerous. I mean, you understand that this is all being set up. Look, I told you all this was all going to happen in 2024. You idiots didn't listen. And, you know, this wasn't hard to predict. You know, this wasn't hard to call. You know, this wasn't some magical prognostication. I mean, this was clear. This was clear as day that all this was going to happen. Clear as day. I just wish that some of you folks that were MAGA had some humility and recognized that you don't know a fucking thing when it comes to politics. And that you need to take a look at yourself in the mirror and recognize that you're an idiot and that you're gullible and that this was easily, the trajectory of this was easy to watch and easy to see.
They're eating the cats.
All right. Anyway, look, I'm not reading the Michael Scott one, but we got Mega Max who said Black Flash. Dude, what is your problem, Mega Max 578? Why don't you go sit on a foot or something? And Michael Scott, I'm not saying that, all right? I'm not saying that. Jesus Christ. And we got Devious Dave. Why do these people get so greedy? They deserve to lose it all. And then you've got Kits Does a Flip. Go to this guy's early life section on his Wikipedia page. Are you talking about Portnoy? And trolling the interwebs, Fauci is just upset Trump took his boy toy security away. Well, I don't know. I mean, he predicted the last pandemic before Trump, took office. Remember that? Just saying. And arrogant bastard, LOL, fearmonger Fauci. I mean, who isn't surprised? Who isn't surprised? I don't blame you. I know, no shit. Who isn't surprised? Anyway, folks, so what? Aside from the president telling you, hey, piss off, take your medicine, shut up, all right? This is my policy, and if you don't like it, hey, I got a mandate. He keeps fucking saying that shit. I got a fucking mandate. I got a mandate. So there you go. Take your fucking medicine and shut up if you're complaining. That's what Trump is saying. All right? Now, people are talking about good news. All right? Let me explain why I hope this is good news. What did I tell you all last year? I told you all that not only is all this going to happen if Trump was elected, I said that America needs to be saved. And unfortunately, the American people, as you can see, don't give a shit. All right? They don't care as long as they're appeased in their vanity and their materialism, and it's not even with any class. I mean, these people are low-grade, ghetto-rich wannabe pieces of garbage. They have lowered our class system in America today, where you got fucking hip-hop and rap and the garbage that goes along with that being prevalent amongst the pop culture today, which is absolutely degrading, morally degrading our young people. And what did I say last year? I said we have to protect America by doing the following. We need to protect America by replacing Americans. All right, didn't I say that last year? And guess what? This policy that Trump is doing, deporting all these fucking Mexicans, and now we don't have anybody that's going to work. We've got nobody that is going to work. So guess what? Netanyahu was visiting the White House today, unannounced trip. Because, I mean, all you folks that were MAGA, I don't know why y'all are so anti-Semitic. I mean, Trump is Jewish. I mean, just open the door for Bibbsy to come in unannounced. All right? Now, while he was having some kind of a presser with Bibbsy, and, you know, I think that J.D. Vance was there, Rubio was there, he said something very, very interesting. And Trump likes to do this. He likes to just subtly throw shit that he knows that his base isn't for, but he subtly throws it in nonchalantly, and then his fucking base is like, oh, you know what? Oh, okay, all right. He said the following. Put the PC shot on. Cognitive decline. Trump calls for open borders in rant on tariffs. I mean, let's listen for yourself. Listen for yourself.
Two questions. Do you expect any of these deals to be made before April 9th? And secondly, there have been some mixed messages from your administration. You're talking about negotiations, and yet others in your administration are saying that these tariffs are actually permanent. What is the action? Well,
it could be. They can both be true. There can be permanent tariffs, and there can also be negotiations, because there are things that we need beyond tariffs. We need open borders. You know, we almost had.
We need open borders. You know, he does that all the fucking time. He throws something nonchalantly, and then, okay, we're going to talk about something. I mean, he was cerebral. He was thinking during that. Play it again.
Permanent. What is the action?
Play it again.
It can both be true. There can be permanent tariffs, and there can also be negotiations, because there are things that we need beyond tariffs. We need open borders. You know, we almost had a deal with China.
We need open borders. We need open borders. All right? Trump is finally realizing that whatever policy that he's trying to implement, he ain't going to do it with these ungrateful, entitlement-ridden American fucking people. All right? He understands that. All right? So that's why his moniker, when it came to the border, even going back to 2016, that he wants a great big wall with a door to bring in people legally. All right, legally, because we need these people to come in and work. All right, the American people don't want to work. You know what the American people want to do? I mean, look, I'm against a lot of what Trump's doing, but, you know, I believe in the American system, and I hope that there's enough people that are motivated, that want to push policy that is in contradiction of the policy now, that go and run for office and try to make America better. That's my hope. Whether or not it's going to happen, I have no idea. You had a protest nationwide this weekend called the Hands Off protest. What a fucking... I mean, you know what I mean? America's doomed, all right? On the right, they're all sucking the schlong head of Trump. It doesn't matter if he's a contradiction. It doesn't matter if he says something one day and does something the complete opposite the next. This is Obama 08 all over again. I said it throughout the damn 2024 campaign. I said Trump 2024 looks a lot like Obama 08. And if you take a look at all the characters around him, you take a look at all the money that's around him, the same characters, the same money, the same tech bros were the same people that funded Obama that fund Trump now. And we find, I mean, does anybody find this a coinkydink? And then we ask, okay, is there an opposition? I mean, is there something out there? Is there what are the protests? What is this hands-off protest that is happening this weekend or that happened this weekend? Take a look at the pictures out of NPR. Take a look at this shit. All right? All these fucking assholes. I guarantee you all those signs ended up on the floor and, some poor fucking municipal schmuck had to come in and fucking clean the shit up. And, I can't stand American protests anymore because it doesn't mean shit. All right? It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. All right? All it is a bunch of fucking losers getting together and it's an impromptu parade. It's an impromptu festival. It's pathetic. All right? This does nothing. All right? This does nothing. Look at this shit. This does nothing. All right? Look at this. Yay, spaghetti. We're parading around an impromptu parade, for Christ's sake. We should be fucking riding these people up with a fucking parade without a permit. This does nothing. All right? Then look at this shit. Look at you're still wearing a mask, you fucking moron. What are you fucking doing? Unbelievable. Look at this. Oh, Jesus Christ. And look, this is in Oregon. What the fuck are you people complaining about? You're fucking living the leftist fucking shithole dream over there in fucking Oregon. Why are you fucking complaining? Unfucking believe. These are the people that are going to be opposition to Trump. All right? Our country's doomed. You understand that, right? That's it for America. Our country is doomed. Both sides of the political spectrum are complete fucking morons. And whether these fucking idiots do something and actually go vote and they vote in a bunch of Democrats in the midterm, it isn't going to make the country any better. Because these fucking idiots, the both extremes, all right, the Trump MAGA right and the fucking ultra left, they want the same thing. They want central control, central planning. They want a planned economy. They only have a difference in how to get there, the schematics to get there. And that's why we're all fucked, all right? America is fucked. That's why I said, look at these are Americans here. Look at this. These ungrateful Americans. Look at them. All right? I mean, look at this shit. I mean, look at this fucking blowhard pretending that his fucking speech is going to do something. I mean, go out and run for... This is a congressman. This is Greg Caesar. All right, look at this. I need more money. I'm here. I'm going to be going around. All right, you can donate anything you... It's stupid. Look, these are Americans. That's why I've advocated, folks. All right, you can hate me all you want to. The only way to save this country, the only way to save America, and when I mean America, I'm talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about the Declaration of Independence that declared us independent from the old world. The only way that we're going to fucking keep this alive if we replace American people. And we were on our way to do that. We were on our way doing that. And, you had Trump come in, kick everybody out, and take a look at this is what we have left. All right? This is the fucking crap we have left in America. And do you think these pieces of crap are going to go into an assembly line in a manufacturing warehouse somewhere and put the tail on the ass of a fucking Pokemon? I don't think so. I don't think so, dude. Look at these fucking losers. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this bitch's fucking... I don't know if that's her fucking gunt or if she's pregnant. Hands off. Look at this fucking poor little girl. She's like, look, I don't want to be here, all right? Fucking mom, get me out of here. Let's go to McDonald's. Oh, look at this. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is America, all right, folks? I mean, do you understand? I hope... you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me, but you have to understand where I'm coming from, all right? I love this country. I don't want the Constitution to be withered away. I love this country. I don't want the opportunities that are accorded this country to go away. But take a look at these ungrateful pricks. It's one thing to be protesting. All these people are all protesting that their entitlements are being taken away. That's why they're like, hands off my pause hold drugs. Hands off my mental disability drugs. Hands off. We're fucked, folks. All right, we're fucked. All right, us rational people, us capitalists, us taxpayers, we are legitimately fucked. And I know people want me to say some kind of good news. I don't have. What can I say? What can I say? And trolling the interwebs, they only act up when the cameras are on. Usually, they just stare at their phones And Arrogant Bastard said, look, speed bumps? I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. And then we got Arrogant Bastard Ghost. That's the problem with the two-party system. I mean, these asshats all come from the same schools. And, I can somewhat agree with that, but I know there's Americans out there that are rational and that just want to live their life and don't want all this ridiculousness on either side of the extreme, left or right. All right, they're both fucking lunatics. I'm fucking sick and tired of this fucking extremism on both sides. They're the same thing. The only difference is how to get there. Look at Trump. He's doing communist moves. He's out here demanding that the fucking auto industry not raise their prices. He's demanding that corporate America do certain things. I mean, that's what fucking communists do, or socialists, or collectivists, however you want to fucking
They're
phrase
eating
it.
the cats.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, trolling the interwebs. Protesting has nothing to do with anger and concerns and everything to do with manufacturing a false narrative and consensus. Well, I mean, that's kind of what the point of a protest is, but now when I look at a protest, I cringe. When I look at a protest, I think, man, look at these people. Impromptu parade, impromptu festival. All right, you go out in these fucking damn protests. People are bombed out of their minds, are doing all kinds of drugs.
They're eating the cats.
It's fucking ridiculous, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and take some of these Buy Me a Coffees. Cheers to the folks that are hooking it up with the Buy Me a Coffees. We got Austin. Hope you're doing well, Ghost. Off topic, what do you think about private equity firms acquiring autism agencies to extract that filthy autism money from the government and insurance? Well, look, I've told a lot of people that enter the TCR chat or the inner circle. A lot of them have been anesthetized. They've been conditioned to believe that because they were diagnosed with Asperger's or autism, that they are somehow just like the LGBTQ. Like, I don't give a shit if you're gay or lesbian or trans or bisexual. I don't give a fuck. I mean, that shouldn't be the first virtue of you as a human being. Same with autism. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you have autism or Asperger's. All right? Keep that shit to yourself. All right? I've told many of these folks that claim to have Asperger's and autism, just to, you know how you get rid of it? Just pretend you don't have it. Don't mention it. Don't talk about it. Don't make references to it. Don't even think about it. And watch how many people are going to want to talk to you. Watch how many people are going to be like, oh, look at this. I swear to Christ, what makes autism fucking ridiculous is you fucking autists and you Asperger's talking about it all the fucking time. All the time. And it pisses people off. It pisses people off. And it makes you antisocial. All right? I've actually told people to do this in my inner circle and in the TCR chat. And as a result, their social lives have gotten better.
They're eating the cats.
Their social lives have gotten better. Anyway, thank you, Austin. I appreciate that. Cheers to you. And we got Mark in the house. 2 beers. Thank you very much, Mark. He said, hi, Ghost. I wish you well. I used to troll your show back in 2011 to 2017. Ever since I opened up my own business a few years ago, I've taken your advice. You've helped me a great deal. I love the new format. Keep up the show. Cheers, man. Well, thank you, Mark, and congratulations on your entrepreneurial endeavor. That's what being a capitalist is all about. Cheers to you, man. And thank you very much for chilling with us. And look, we're broadcast on all kinds of formats. All right, we're broadcast on Rumble. I exclusively use Twitter or X's stream and YouTube stream for True Capitalist Radio only. All right, but I'm also on Rumble. I'm on Kick. I'm on Vaughn. I'm on, I'm everywhere, man. Rumble. I mean, I'm everywhere, man. So cheers to you. If you don't like the present format, look for another one. I'm broadcasting. All right, folks. Anyway, let's continue. All right, I know this is a lot of bad news. I know everybody's like, Ghost, is there any good news? Well, let's talk about it. All right, hold on. Let me get this last Buy Me a Coffee by Megamax. And Megamax said, domain expansion, peanut rain. The fuck what are you talking about, Megamax? Good God. Anyway, look, let's go to the most recent edition of Ghost Report. All right, April 7th, which is today, 2025, Trump denies causing the market crash. And, of course, there's the little graphic, I didn't do nothing, baby, amidst all kinds of red. And he just denies causing the market sell-offs. And he's going to stick to the trade deficit goal, which, believe it or not, the whole reason why, as I reported earlier when I was covering the markets, the reason why you saw that big spike in the morning was because rumors that he could potentially pause the tariffs for 90 days. And that was actually brought out by one of his surrogates, even suggested by one of his surrogates. And that's why he had to come out and say, hey, I'm sticking with the tariffs. And by the way, I'm not causing the stock market crash, all right? Yeah. Okay, buddy. Okay. Now, while the stock market is crashing, the Trump administration, or I should say the Trump family, they're fucking ringing it in. They're making lots of capital due to this market crash. Well, I mean, that's what they've done. I mean, the Trump coin alone, they were able to rug pull, what is it, 40 billion? 30 billion? Some shit like that. I mean, give me a break. Melania coin, what was that? A few billion there? All the crap that he sold. I mean, it's unbelievable. And of course, I'm sure he's getting countless amounts of donations. And look, I said, and I quote, back when he was doing this Trump coin is very suspicious because I believe that it paid for the loyalty of whoever is being loyalist to Trump. That was a payoff, in my opinion. They used Trump coin to pay off a lot of surrogates, first and foremost. Secondly, I think that it is a way for Trump to get paid while he's president to do certain things that he, as president, can do. So I think this is very dangerous. And of course he's capitalizing. That's what he's doing. That's what he's done. Why do you think that he sold out America to the PayPal mafia? Why do you think that he has Elon Musk and these fucking Doge brats going in there and aggregating all of America's data and putting it into his AI? He sold us out. He sold us out. And if you want my opinion, I think Trump actually has a vendetta against America. I think, in my opinion, all the actions and the policies that he is implementing, it's retribution not to his enemies, it's to America. Because I believe that he thought that America should have stood up for him a lot more vocal after the situation in January 6th. He thought that America should have been a lot more vocal when he was being persecuted by the Department of Justice and being persecuted by the FBI. I sincerely believe that he, 78 years old, is kamikazing this goddamn country right before he checks out. Because he's 78. He's old. All right? I mean, that's an old age. And he's doing this to, kind of pay back this idea that I genuinely thought. In 2016, I genuinely thought that he wanted to change the country. I thought that his motivations were genuine. And I genuinely thought that he was going to change the country. I mean, that Trump was a hell of a lot different than what the hell this person is now. And what is this? Tesla Cyberheart, can you confirm or deny if the capitalist army is doing underground operations on dirt? I can't say that. I can't say that. But anyway, put the PC shot on, all right? Once again, that's my personal belief. I think that he's like, yeah, fuck you, America. All right? I mean, once again, Trump tariffs, I believe, are going to cause a global depression. They're going to cause a global depression. All right, I mean, the market is digesting the reality. Because, look, let's be honest. Trump is trying to cause this mess for a lot of reasons. I said that he wants to bring down interest rates. He's trying to force the Fed to do that. And he's trying to force manufacturers to bring manufacturing back to the country. But a lot of manufacturers, a lot of companies are just standing still. And they're not fucking doing anything. They think that Trump is bullshitting. They think that if they wait it out, that at some point Trump is going to come down in these tariffs. So I'll tell you right now, that's the bad part about these tariffs. There's no clear motive on what this is supposed to accomplish. There's no clear motive. Part of it, it depends on when you ask Trump. It depends on who you ask in Trump's surrogacy. It's, the fentanyl. We need trade deficit balances. We need to pay down the debt. We need, all the manufacturing back to the country. It really has no clear motive, and that's why many of the folks in corporate America are just waiting and seeing. Very few companies are actually coming into America and manufacturing, all right? And by the way, creating a manufacturing factory, that doesn't happen overnight. That takes years. That takes years to be able to create a manufacturing plant. So I think that this ridiculous policy is going to fall on its face. And guess what? Elon Musk agrees. Take a look at this. This is yesterday's Ghost report. Elon Musk turns on Trump over tariffs. Take a look at that. And on top of that, he takes a swipe at Pete Navarro, which is the economic advisor to Trump, which is the mastermind behind all these tariffs, apparently. And look, this turmoil between Musk and Navarro has now, kind of turned ugly. Because Musk, according to this article, has criticized Navarro, saying he's never produced shit. He's never made shit. All right, never made shit. Navarro, on the other hand, today responded and said, well, look, Musk only puts together cars. He doesn't manufacture the parts. He brings in the parts from elsewhere and then puts it together in America. He's not really manufacturing anything. So this tit for tat in public between Musk and Navarro, I'm telling you, man, that's not looking good. The optics already don't look good for the administration. And now with this, this public squabble, I mean, it shows that there is a rift within this policy. There's a rift within this policy. Musk is now starting to kind of step away. It was reported that the Trump, right, at least Trump and his inner circle, no pun intended, had a meeting, and Trump that announced that Musk will be leaving soon. Now, Musk has denied this and has said that this is fake news. And ever since that announcement, we have seen this rift. We have seen this change in tone in Elon Musk. No longer has he become a cheerleader for whatever the hell Trump is doing. Now he's being critical. And by the way, I also put that he tweeted out, which is very interesting because I just talked about this yesterday, if you happen to be a part of the inner circle. He tweeted out an anti-tariff Milton Friedman video, which I think is a great video. It's a great video because it explains why Americans or tariffs in general should not be used. And if they should be used very sparingly, especially against a foe like
They're
China.
eating the cats.
Especially a foe like China. Now, I'd like for y'all to listen to this Milton Friedman video that Elon Musk posted. It is a great video. It's titled, No One Knows How to Make a Pencil. Play it.
There's not a single person in the world who could make this pencil. Remarkable statement? Not at all. The wood from which it's made, for all I know, comes from a tree that was cut down in the state of Washington. To cut down that tree, it took a saw. To make the saw, it took steel. To make the steel, it took iron ore. This black center, we call it lead, but it's really graphite, compressed graphite. I'm not sure where it comes from, but I think it comes from some mines in South America. This red top up here, the eraser, bit of rubber, probably comes from Malaya, where the rubber tree isn't even native. It was imported from South America by some businessmen with the help of the British government. This brass ferrule, I haven't the slightest idea where it came from, or the yellow paint, or the paint that made the black lines, or the glue that holds it together. Literally thousands of people cooperated to make this pencil. People who don't speak the same language, who practice different religions, who might hate one another if they ever met. When you go down to the store and buy this pencil, you are in effect trading a few minutes of your time for a few seconds of the time of all those thousands of people. What brought them together and induced them to cooperate to make this pencil? There was no commissar sending out orders from some central office. It was a magic of the price system, the impersonal operation of prices that brought them together and got them to cooperate to make this pencil so that you could have it for a trifling sum.
That's right.
That is why the operation of the free market is so essential, not only to promote productive efficiency, but even more, to foster harmony and peace among the peoples of the world.
That's right, Milton Friedman. That's right. And you see, Elon Musk actually tweeted this. All right, a cryptic anti-tariff video. There is definitely a little bit of a rift in MAGA, to say the least. All right, because even Musk realizes that this is a ridiculous, fucking idiotic policy. It is utterly ridiculous. And trolling the interwebs, ban all pencils. Yeah, thanks a lot, trolling. All right, and on top of that, okay, Rand Paul, all right, is now turning into the leader in the GOP of anti-Trump tariffs. All right, take a look at this. All right, there he is. Rand Paul. This Republican senator is leading the charge against Trump tariffs. So he doesn't have everybody on board with these tariffs. Now, remember, he is relying on Congress in order for Congress to pass a bill that will not only bring in lower taxes that are already lower than there currently are, but to pay for all these endeavors that he has in his mind that he wants. That's why he wants $5 trillion on this next budget. I don't know how anyone can fall for this. Doge and Elon, they try to claim that, we're cutting because, we can't fiscally do this anymore. We got to pay down the budget. We're doing this to pay down the budget. That's fine, okay? I don't like how you're doing it. I think what you're doing is unconstitutional, but I'll go with you. I am all for cutting federal fat. I'm all for cutting federal jobs. But why is the president demanding Congress to not only give him $5 trillion for this year alone? Why is he asking for an unlimited debt ceiling? Can somebody answer that? Why doesn't he ask? Somebody asked these questions. He wants $5 trillion from this budget that is being debated. And look, they're in gridlock between the House and the Senate. So I don't know if this is going to get done anytime soon. But aside from the $5 trillion that he wants, and of course he's going to cut Medicaid and Social Security to be able to pay for it, he wants an unlimited debt ceiling. That does not sound like somebody who is fiscally responsible, for fuck's sake. All right, and thank God we got Rand Paul out here standing up to this shit. All right, it's ridiculous. Unfucking believable. Oh, yeah, by the way, you know Doge, right? They're now inside the IRS and Social Security. Doge plans on hosting a hackathon, all right, in order to construct a, quote, mega API for the IRS. So, yeah, that sounds great, doesn't it? I mean, Jesus Christ. What? A hackathon? What? I mean, we're just fucking winging it, for heaven's sake, man. I mean, this is literally the definition of fucking winging it, man. This is not good. All right, this is not fucking good. All this shit is not fucking good. Fucking morons. Jesus Christ. And on top of that, they're killing Social Security out here. Have you seen this? Doge attacks on Social Security causing complete and utter chaos, according to the Social Security staff. So if you're dependent on Social Security, all right, if, I don't know, I mean, maybe, the IRS, having trouble, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but I know there's a lot of folks that are dependent on Social Security, and I do agree that it is your money. Okay, especially if you paid in and you're over 45 or 50, that is your money, but something needs to be done about it. The problem is that nobody is talking a absolute policy on how to cut this shit. What we should do is we should allow people that are maybe 35 years of age or maybe 40 years of age or lower and give them a lump sum. Give them a lump sum, and then they don't have to pay Social Security anymore, and boom, that shit's off the government books. That fucking unfunded liability is off the government books. All we would have to maintain are those folks that paid into it most of their lives, and that they're in the elderly part of their lives, and that would be the last generations to do it. Very easy policy, very doable, and yet nobody fucking talks about this shit. We're just going to cut. And then what? Nobody gets dick? People paid. That fucking Social Security was taken out of people's checks. If you're an employer, you got to match your your employees. You have to match your employees' Social Security deduction of their salary. So this idea that Social Security isn't funded is a bunch of bullshit. I understand it's an unfunded liability in that you have more people that are now retiring than those that are actually working and putting in. Nobody's working. That's why Social Security is becoming an unfunded liability. No one is fucking working. So there you go. Social Security 101. The truth that nobody will fucking tell you. Anyway, let me go ahead and take some of these buy me a coffees. Froppy is kind of cute. Stand up and be counted. Show the world that you're a man. Stand up and be counted. Go with the Ku Klux. I'm not going to say that. God damn it. And then cheers, Drunkler. Oy vey, it's another episode of Rabbi Ghostberg's weekly kvetching session. Yeah, well, I'm actually saying the truth here. I'm actually giving policy. I'm not out here just bitching and moaning out here. I've already given 2 policies that are very doable that could solve this mess, all right, without being invasive and intrusive to the American public. Unfucking believable, all right? And on top of all the cutting, we have now made the United States cyber defenses that much weaker, all right? Take a look at this. Trump weakens U.S. cyber defenses at the moment of rising danger. Chinese hackers actively exploiting everything. Everything. And we're cutting in these departments? Jesus Christ. Arrogant bastard. It's human greed. Where do you think the Social Security is going? Not to the people. Hell, the government have been dipping their hands into that honeypot for years. I do agree with that. Anyway, Stalin, USSR, been busy at work. 333 Mafia. All right, great. Thanks a lot there, all right? Anyway, we're just so vulnerable right now. And in my opinion, folks, as I stated, we are ripe for an attack. And I said that's on the table too. I said that last year. I said in 2024, I said that we are going to be attacked. And if you want my opinion, if I were China, look, I don't like China. I don't like China. I don't like Russia. I don't like these people. But I am a student of foreign policy and international relations. And if I were China, I would hit America right now. We are vulnerable at every level of our government. We are vulnerable at every level of our fucking military. We don't have enough conscripts to be able to fight such a war. It wouldn't be an invasion. If I were China, I would hit up Hawaii right now. And what is America going to do? Or I'd hit up one of the islands out there in the Pacific. What are they going to do? They're not going to do. There's nothing we can do. And I hope the Chinese don't do it. But I'll tell you this right now. I mean, we're pushing the buttons of China. And it'd be one thing if we had the coalition that we had of allies that would back us up. If China were to hit us up, no allies are going to come to our aid. No allies are going to come to our aid. As a matter of fact, if China hits us up right now, they have a legitimate argument to suggest that America is a belligerent, that America is trying to cause instability in the international community, and that America needs to be stopped. And I guarantee you, all of our former allies are going to back them up. As a matter of fact, the EU was just meeting with fucking China and the Asian countries. I mean, I guarantee you, fucking Mexico and Canada aren't going to help us. As a matter of fact, they may help China. We have caused so much irreparable damage to America's reputation. We have done so much damage to America's might that we are I fear every day that we're going to be attacked. And I'm not just saying that, because we don't have the capability anymore at this point. Without allies, we have nothing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And look, put the PC shot. The reason I'm saying it's getting closer for China is now become a point of emphasis on Trump, which I agree with. We should have just put these fucking tariffs on China alone, and all the fucking world would have coalesced behind us. This fucking idiot Trump came out as if he had his fucking, his schlong head out, trying to measure it to the world, and has now made the world fucking hate us. Made the world hate us. And he thought China was just going to bow down when he implemented this 34% tariff, which is on top of the 20% tariff he had initially hit him up with.
They're eating the
cats.
That's
technically 54% tariffs. Well, China instantly retaliated, and Trump went livid. All right, Trump trashes China for ignoring his warning not to retaliate over the tariffs. He has now come out today and said they have disconnected any negotiation with China. The TikTok deal is completely off. I mean, it's not looking good. Also, Trump is saying now he's going to mark up the fucking tariffs even more. 70% tariffs. 70% tariffs. So, with all due respect, all right, the optics of this, especially in the international community, make the United States look like a belligerent. And that's their message. What do you think the Chinese messages was after this? They're a bully. All right, Beijing accuses U.S. of being a bully. Again, this is the second time they referred to us as a bully. And I know many of you probably don't see much into that, but that's an international narrative that's being put forth, all right, amidst this very, very this discontent that's happening to America right now because of Trump and his ridiculous policies. And look, I mean, we look like a belligerent. I mean, China could say, by hitting up Hawaii or some kind of American interest, they can say, look, America is trying to cause destabilization. America is trying to cause a rift within the international community. They have to be stopped. They're a belligerent. And everyone will coalesce behind China. Why do you think I Show Speed? All right, y'all know the streamer I Show Speed? He's over there in China right now. And the only reason he's in China is because the damn Chinese government allowed him to be in China. They're the ones telling him what to do. They're telling him what to show. They're telling him everything. Why? Because they're using I Show Speed as a means of demoralization of the American people. All right? It's a demoralization situation. And let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? This, what I'm about to show you, is I Show Speed showing a Chinese city, okay? And what it shows, at least the optics. It shows this city that all these gamer idiots, all these young people thought that the future cyberpunk was going to look like. And this is a demoralization, all right? And look, Trump, if you're serious about China, I wouldn't let I Show Speed back in the country. This is a fucking propaganda for China. Look at this.
Oh, baby, turn up. This is China. Now show the whole city real quick. Zoom out and show the whole
Look
city.
at this shit.
Go up and show out. Zoom out. Show the whole city. Show the whole city.
Look at this.
Show
Demoralization.
Oh my God.
This is propaganda.
Oh my God.
This is propaganda.
Yo.
This is propaganda.
Yo, my God. Crazy. Yo, that was lit.
This is propaganda.
Oh my goodness. Yo.
Now look at that. Now, once again, I am completely okay if Trump was going to go at the Chinese as aggressive as he was. I am completely okay with that. The fact that he fucking put his fucking thumb and his nose, or thumbed his nose as the world, and now the world hates us, ruins us completely. Ruins us completely. And look at this. I mean, you don't think that there's fucking American kids out there that are watching this stupid idiot and are looking at this and are wondering, why doesn't America look like this?
Oh my God.
Huh?
This shit crazy.
I mean, seriously.
Turn up.
I mean, seriously. All right? I understand why Trump wants to fucking hit these motherfuckers up for 70%, because we built that. United States consumption built that fucking city. United States consumption and an imbalanced trade deal built that shit. But what Trump did by going out and making an enemy of the world on universal tariffs has ruined America forever, in my opinion. I don't think that we can ever come back. Anyway, crossover maniac, Trump said he would retaliate tariffs back in the 80s. This should be no surprise to anyone. Ghost should have gone back in 16 when he was telling everyone to ride or die with Trump. Listen, because he was pro-America. What he's doing is not pro-America. What he's doing is hurting America. He's kamikazing America into the ground. And if you can't see that, remember me when you're suffering. That's all I got to say. Remember me when you're suffering. We got arrogant bastard. The world the world have thought of us like that for years, but when the shit hits the fan, who do they come to fix the problem? Well, dude, all right. I mean, you people, we don't have that capability anymore, arrogant bastard, all right? We're being gutted from the inside out. We're being gutted. All right? There's no fucking, we don't have a troop system or a conscription to be able to fucking deal with this shit on our own. Our might, the whole America's might was built upon the West and the Western coalition. And the fact that we've got Western allies saying fuck you to America and hating America, it's not good. It is not good. And Anubis showing some idiot lights is supposed to be demoralizing. Even Detroit has that skylight. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go to Detroit, Anubis, you fucking moron. All right? Go to Detroit and see how fucking great that place is. And Arrogant Bastard said, I show speed is a living definition of a white monkey. What the hell is that fucking supposed to mean, man? What is that supposed to mean? Anyway, this is where we're at this point in the world today. All right? China's accusing us of being a bully, which is a narrative that they're trying to put forth so that they could potentially use military force against the United States. And I think that's rapidly approaching, if you want my opinion. That is rapidly approaching. Anyway, enough of China. I know I led in with China. Let's talk a little bit about Russia. What the hell's going on with that? Hey, is Putin just stalling? Huh? Is Putin just being a Joseph Stalin and just stalling for time? Of course he is. All right, this is another idiotic fucking policy by Trump, appeasing Russia, pissing off our allies even more. Even more. And for what? What are we getting out of this? What is America getting out of pivoting? We're not getting anything. We're getting egg on our face. We're looking fucking weak. We're looking indecisive. It's pathetic. And by the way, cheers to Duke Orville with another 5 gifted subs over there at Rumble, man. Cheers to you. And I hope you can. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to fucking deal with all this crap. All right, America's crumbling. We're being gutted. All right, we're turning against the world. We're the world's pariah, for Christ's sake. But anyway, is Putin stalling? I think he is. I think he is. And while he's stalling, now Zelensky, as you can see depicted in that graphic, he's coming back to the table with a mineral deal. All right? He wants to discuss the mineral deal because, as I stated in the YouTube video where I discussed this, is that the mineral deal will probably be the best bet for him because even though Trump is gung-ho on Russia, there's somewhat optics that are involved in Trump's thinking. It's his own optics. All right, it's not America's optics, it's his own optics. So if Zelensky can make him look like some slick businessman and sign some kind of a deal and put, I wouldn't say necessarily American military assets, but American assets over there so that they can oversee, the minerals being extracted and distributed, etc. That will provide enough of a leeway to prevent Russia from hitting up Ukraine, because if Russia hits up Ukraine, Americans will be hurt, Americans will be killed, which in turn could potentially force the United States to confront Russia in a military capacity. And that's why I said he should have done this a long time ago, but of course he's walking that tightrope with the EU because for whatever reason, Ukraine wants membership in the European Union. So we shall see if the mineral deal or the European Union membership is going to be in the future for Ukraine. And Arrogant Bastard, in the context of China, white monkey refers to a phenomenon of a white foreigner being hired for jobs, particularly modeling, advertising, or teaching English. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, thank you very much, Arrogant Bastard, for that. And trolling the interweb, the world's pariah, don't care, pay the tariffs or shut the fuck up, Afghanistan. Well, watch, everybody's going to be laid off sooner or later, all right? And guess what? As I stated back then, all right, this deportations and all the jobs, all the layoffs, everything, what jobs are going to be available? It's the agrarian jobs. It's the jobs that the Mexicans had before they were deported. And that's why I said America is going to be the new Mexican. All right? As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to make a T-shirt that says that. I'm going to make a T-shirt that says Americans are now the new Mexicans, because that's exactly what's going to be available here in the next 6 months to a year when it comes to occupation. And you're going to be forced, that or starve. And hold on, Mr. Fortune Cookie hooked it up with a buy me a coffee soon, bitch. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? And El Foxo Loco, the funniest part about iShow Speed Stream is the very long drone shot. As soon as you're seeing any actual landscape, the smog becomes immediately obvious thanks to their thousands of often unregulated coal mines and coal plants. Even the sky's relatively clear of heavy pollution. It's like even encroaching clouds of reality that China can't quite hide. Well, of course. I mean, that's why El Foxo, that iShow Speed, the only reason he's in China is because the communist government is allowing him to do so, and they're paying him to do so. And if iShow Speed is being paid by the Chinese government and he's not registered as a foreign agent with the American government, shouldn't we be detaining iShow Speed if he comes back to the United States? I mean, seriously, shouldn't we be detaining him? Shouldn't we, if we're not going to detain him, shouldn't we not allow him to go back into the country? Anyway, and there's old man Frank. Yeah, thanks a lot, you piece of crap. All right, didn't I tell you not to donate to me anymore, you piece of trash? Anyway, Zelensky close to a mineral deal. We shall see. But even as the mineral deal is happening, even though Trump is saying that, they're still talking to the Russians, Putin's coming out saying that he still supports a truce. Wink, wink. Even amidst all this, Putin is still amassing a 30,000 troop deployment, possible for a major offensive around Donbass. All right, so as I stated, I don't know why Trump believed Putin. And look, either Trump is an idiot, which I don't think he is, or he's doing this on purpose. And I have to say, I think he's doing all this shit on purpose. I think that he's trying to kamikaze America because he thinks that America should have kissed his ass during the January 6th thing, during when he was being prosecuted, and he holds resentment. He holds resentment towards America because none of this makes any sense. Why have our allies in the world hate us and then go and try to fucking suck the schlong head of Russia? It doesn't make fucking sense. Unless he's doing it on purpose. Unless he's doing this to favor Russia. I mean, it's either that or he's an idiot. I don't know what else to... There is no other rational reasoning behind any of this dumb shit. That's why Putin is stalling. So that he can put more men in other positions while Trump... I don't know what Trump's doing. All right? But hey, our country's being fucking torn apart. It's being gutted. All right, you got our enemies fucking making moves on us and shit. And like I was saying, we don't have the capability to be able to fucking fight a war on our own. All right, that's why every war that we've had post-Vietnam has always had a coalition of other countries with us. And on top of that, did you read this report on Ghost Report? Take a look at this. Russia outpaces the West in wartime industry might. You know that? And that's because, fucking Russia's in the wartime economy. That's another reason why Russia can't stop. All right? The perpetual war is what gives power to Putin. The same thing with Netanyahu right now, which I'll get into a little bit. They need perpetual war in order to sustain power. Because take a look at this wartime economy. 4.5 million people sustain the war machine in Russia. So they got a mass manufacturing base, mass manufacturing war material, war armaments, that sort of thing. Do we have that in America? No. As a matter of fact, Pete Hegseth is trying to cut the Pentagon budget. All right, trying to cut the fucking Pentagon budget, for Christ's sake. So I don't know how Trump can sit here and try to act like some Billy Badass when we don't even have our allies anymore. Fucking Canada and Mexico fucking hate us. Give me a break. Give me a break. Jesus Christ, man. I told you we had to save America by replacing Americans. And I hope that you all know that this is why I believe that, because look at us now. Look at us now. We're pathetic. All right? We're a pussy-whipped version of ourselves. It's ridiculous. Jesus Christ. And by the way, oh yeah, okay, I read your buy me a coffee, all right? And fuck you, old man Frank, all right? Did I tell you not to fucking donate to me, all right, you fucking jerk off? Anyway, speaking of our allies, the EU attempted to offer the removal of industrial tariffs, all right? So, MAGA's trying to take a victory lap on this one. But I don't know if Trump actually wants a deal. You know, that's what many people have said. Even White House aides have leaked the questionability on whether or not Trump even wants to deal. Even if he's just doing this just to be a fucking jerk. All right? And the reason I say that is because there's an article that came out. Does he even fucking want to make a deal? The leaders wonder if he wants to make a deal. And you want to know why? A couple of days ago, on Thursday, I should say Thursday, last Thursday, when the tariffs, Liberation Day, right? Post-Liberation Day happened, there was the first massive tanking in the market, okay? Then Vietnam came out and said, look, we'll put 0% tariffs on American goods, all right? Lift the 49% tariff or the 47% tariff you have on Vietnam. Take a look at this. Vietnam's tariff offer of 0% tariffs on American goods in their country has been rejected by Trump advisor Pete Navarro. This is not a negotiation. You see, once again, another mixed message by this fucking administration. All right, Trump, a couple of days ago, if we go back, he says it's a negotiation. That's why I thought he had second thoughts. April 4th, I thought he had second thoughts. Look at this shit. Trump open to tariff negotiation, contradicting White House aides. So this is why people are speculating whether he even wants a deal, what the motive is. There is no motivation. There is no clear-cut motivation on why he's doing these tariffs. And the fact that he said this on April 4th, that he's open to negotiation, and then you've got Vietnam coming out and saying, look, we'll put 0% tariffs on all your products, and you got Pete Navarro saying, no, it's not a negotiation. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is why America is being taken apart. And, you know, unfortunately, what can we do about it? I mean, what? The Democrats win the fucking midterm? It's just going to make shit even worse. Because what the Democrats will do, they'll just take where Trump left off and do their own shit. You see, that's why I said, and I'll continue to say, that we have to replace Americans in order to save America. Because we need people that are going to pay attention to these issues that I'm describing. All right? We need people that are going to have an idea or a policy or an understanding on what and how things are supposed to go. I mean, that is what a government that's made for the people and by the people are supposed to do. They're supposed to keep track of all this mumbo jumbo. They're supposed to understand policy and how it affects their everyday life. They don't. And that's why, in my personal opinion, we need to replace Americans. And that's why I think it's optimistic that Trump realizes that we have to open the border again. And I'm glad that he's saying it, because there is no way that he is going to implement his fucking policy and think that these ungrateful, entitled, fucking psychotropic, drug-ridden pieces of shit are actually going to fulfill this manufacturing dream that he claims that he wants. No fucking way. No way. And let me tell you, I'm an employer, okay? And let me tell you something. The American work ethic is fucking trash. All right? These fucking people want $20 to $25 an hour just so they can stand around and look at their fucking phones. All right? It's a joke. And you mean to tell me that these fucking Americans are going to go out and do manufacturing jobs? Are you shitting me? The fuck out of here with this crap. Anyway, we got Elon Musk, supposedly, who said Trump wants to crash the market because 10% of Americans own 80% of the assets, and it's time to change that. What are you fucking talking about, you idiot? 62% of Americans are involved in the market, you moron. All right? Most people's retirements are fucking tied to this shit. Most people's 401ks are tied to this shit, Elon Musk, you fake-ass Elon Musk piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Hey, yeah, congrats on your MSNBT time slide. Fuck you, all right? Fuck you. Jesus Christ. Anyway, as I'm stating, this is where we're at in America. And unless American people, I'm talking the rational American people, not these fucking people that are out here trying to champion the destruction of this country on the right. I'm not talking about the left that were out there during this hands-off protest, which all are a bunch of fucking idiots. I'm talking about you rational people. It only takes a small amount of people that are rational, that understand that the best America is in the center. Center left, center right, in the center. This extremism that has taken over both parties has got to stop. It's got to stop. And if it doesn't, it's going to be the destruction of our country. And believe me, when our country's destroyed, nobody in the world is going to have any compassion for us whatsoever. Nobody in the world is going to have any kind of empathy for us whatsoever. That's why I said, when you're suffering, I want you to remember me. I want you to remember me. All right? Think of me when you're suffering. Anyway, put the PC shot on. Look, the risk of war is so great out there in Europe that you read about this. First, the EU advised their countries to do this. Now the UK is urging their citizens to have a 72-hour survival kit on hand just in case war breaks off. You see, EU knows that, they have their pricks in their hands, and if they're not going to have America to back them up, I mean, they got to figure out how they're going to protect themselves against Russia. And I definitely believe Russia's going to continue to go. I think Russia is going to continue to go. If they take over Ukraine, they're going to continue going west, and it's going to be a world war. And, I don't know what America's going to do. I don't know. We're going to be playing with our pricks. I don't know what we're going to do. I have no idea what we're going to do, but Europe isn't fucking around. They get it. They understand it. They're requiring all their citizens to have a 72-hour survival kit. All right? 72 hours of bottled water. Okay? Food. All right? Medication. All right? First aid kit, gloves, gauze pads, a variety of bandages, antiseptic, scissors, tweezers, needle, thread, instant ice packs, survival packs. All right? External battery and wind-up chargers. Cash in small bills and coins. And you got to have cash, baby. Got to have cash. Important documents. Other items like non-power consuming entertainment like boards and card games. Supplies for your baby and a pet. Warm clothes, blankets, and a sleeping bag. Personal sanitation items. I mean, it's going on and on. I mean, they are literally telling their citizens in Europe that this is what they have to have. I mean, the world wasn't like this not too long ago. I'm just saying. I don't know. All this has happened in rapid pace, and you can't tell me it has nothing to do with the current administration. All right, give me a fucking break. All right, all of you people that are defending this are just coping because you know you don't want to look like a fucking idiot in front of all your friends and fucked up fucking shithead family that had to hear you say MAGA, MAGA, MAGA throughout the whole fucking 2024. Jesus Christ, man. All right. And by the way, aside from our markets crashing, every market is crashing. All right. The European markets, the politicians are urging calm as their market tanks. All right. Did you hear Thailand? Thailand has temporarily banned short selling because the market was so bad over there. They pulled the plug in Taiwan. I mean, this is a global situation, a global depression. All right? And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Trump gets his wish and we manufacture shit here. How much is an iPhone going to cost? Well, the estimates are anywhere between $3,500 to $30,000. All right? $3,500 to $30,000. So, I don't know, man. I mean, here we go again. I don't know what to say. You idiots had everything handed to you on a silver platter. As I stated, for the post-COVID, Post-COVID has been one of the most gluttonous, mindless, consumer-based fucking eras of time I've ever witnessed. I mean, people were buying NFTs, fucking digital fucking photography, digital fucking goddamn images for thousands of dollars, for fuck's sake. Meme stocks, meme coins, fucking lunacy, rationality, fucking thrown out the window. And the only reason that was possible was because of all the money that was circulating in this country. You know, all the money that's circulating in this country. And guess what? Y'all didn't save a dime of it. Many of you people not only spent all that shit, which, by the way, during COVID, we amassed the largest personal savings in American history and burned it all within 2 years. And on top of which, we are at the highest consumer debt that we've had ever since even pre-COVID. So here we go again. And what can we do? I mean, I to be honest with you, I would advise everybody to live for today and tomorrow, because we live in such uncertainty in this fucking administration that who knows what the fuck's going to happen? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, look, it's almost 2 hours. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. All right. I mean, I understand that this is kind of disheartening. I know people are like, Ghost, tell me some good news. There is no good news. If you would have listened to me in 2024, and I challenge anybody to go back in those archives and listen to those shows, I said all this fucking shit was going to happen. I said all that shit, all this was going to happen. I told you. All right? And as I stated, when you're suffering, think of me. Because I told you so, boy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to totally useless news, all right? All right, let's get a little lighthearted with a little totally useless news, which, of course, is on Ghost.report. And all you've got to do is go into this third row at the final block here. This is where totally useless news will always be. Now, let's take a look at some of these here. Have you seen this? Toddler eats grandfather's cremated ashes. I mean, give me a break. Where are the fucking parents? I can't stand when I hear shit like this. Or see shit on TikTok or some shit that like, oh, look, what did you get into? And then they fucking got into some paint. They got into some fucking bullshit. They had a fucking mess. How do you leave your child alone for that amount of time? All right, I mean, hear this. Look at this here. I think this is the video. Look at this. All right? Look at this shit.
Eats your dad as ashes. My son has eaten my dad's ashes. Oh my God. When your son eats your dad as ashes.
Oh my
son
God.
has eaten my dad's ashes. Oh my.
Well, there you go. All right, there you go. Great parenting. At least it wasn't an American. At least it was some Brit bong or some shit. All right. All right, and hey, what's up to Duke Orbell? Another $50 dono over there at Rumble. I know what's going to happen tomorrow. The Ghost Show. That's correct. Hey, cheers to Duke Orbell. Happy Carpet Munching Monday. I hope you don't have a bad case of the Mondays. And yes, I'm going to do a Ghost Show Tuesday and Friday. All right, I do a Ghost Show Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m.-ish Central Standard Time. All right, so cheers to Duke Orbell, man. I hope to see you there. And, hopefully you can do some boozing. All right, hey, meet me in the TCR member chat. I'm going to be in the TCR member chat here in about 20 minutes after the show, 30 minutes after the show. So cheers to you, man. Crossover Maniac, what will the U.S. do if war breaks out in Europe? How about staying the hell out of yet another European war? Haven't we learned our lesson yet? Getting mixed up in entangled alliances? I don't understand what you're talking about, dude. I mean, everything was completely safe and okay before fucking Trump came along. I'm just saying. Nobody wanted to fuck with America. We had Russia against the ropes. China didn't know what the fuck it was going to do. And now look at this. I'm sorry. Anyway, Devious Dave Hater, we should bring back the retard platoon like they had in Vietnam. I know you're aware of them because you were one of them. Yeah, fuck you, asshole, all right? And I'm not saying that. All right, I'm not saying that, Devious Dave. And let me get to some of these buy me a coffees for once. All right, let's see what this is here. We've got Mega Max who said, nah, chat wins. Chat doesn't win a goddamn thing, all right? Chat doesn't win a goddamn thing. Anyway, let's get to another totally useless news article. Woman lives in toilet at work to save money. All right? This should be pertinent to some of you because many of you are probably going to have to do this here in the next fucking few months. All right? I'm just saying. Look at this. Woman lives in a toilet at work to save money. Pays, 5 tuna fish money rent, whatever the hell that is. All right? So I'm just saying, all of you folks that are out there that are going to be, looking for a way to kind of save capital, you can always find a shit stall at work, and you could probably cut costs by cleaning the shitter for the fucking corporation. They probably let you live in there for free. Huh? Anyway, there you go. All right, that's what many of you are going to have to do. All right. Let's take one more here. Let's go to this. What is this here? Oh yeah. Take a look at this. This should be right up you incels' alley because many of you don't score with anything. For all those lonely hard-leg incels out there, how about Granny? Take a look at this. Teen, 19, announces a baby with a 76-year-old woman. All right? I'm not joking around. All right? All right? I'm a 19-year-old with a 76-year-old woman. Look at this crap. Huh? Unfucking believable. Look at this. This is shit. Look at this. Look at this. This is obviously an arrangement. All right, kick that asshole out of here who said TCR enjoyer. Get that fucking asshole out of here. Look at this crap. Look at this. Mama. Unfucking believable. All right, unbelievable. All right, one more. Meet the poop-eating cult. All right? The disturbing details keep emerging about this bizarre poop-eating cult. And believe it or not, folks, it is a cult out of Thailand, somewhere in the wilderness of Thailand, in which followers of a guy by the name of, what the fuck is his name? His name is Tawi Nanla. He's in his mid-70s, and everybody calls him the father, and they believe that everything that comes out of him, every disturbing bodily fluid, poop, piss, puke, that sort of thing, they ingest it. They ingest it because they believe that it has healing powers. They believe that it gives them eternal life. And this is what this is. I'm not kidding around. Yes, yeah. Also the ejaculation. Yes, they eat everything of this 70-year-old prick. And it's out there out of Thailand. All right? Out there out of Thailand, for Christ's sake. It's called Thailand's, what is this, Chayaphum province? Unfucking believable. All right? Unbelievable. This is where we're at right now in the world today. All right? One more. Let's say you find a girl and you get married and she says she's a virgin, and you're like, yes, I found one. Take a look at this. I'm a virgin bride who can't have sex due to a rare medical condition I discovered on my wedding night. All right? I'm not joking. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's like, what the fuck did I just do? What? What? A newlywed say she waited more than 40 years to have sex for the first time on her wedding night, only to discover her hymen is so thick that it's unable to do it. Ah! Sarah Jones Green, 44, was brought up in a Christian household and wanted to wait until marriage to have sex out of respect to her beliefs. She also saw intimacy as something special and didn't want to lose her virginity to a one-night stand or a casual fling. So in 2020, at the age of 40, she met her now husband, Martin Green, 44, a marketer,
They're eating the cats.
on an online dating app, and she married him in 2024, September 28th. On their wedding night, they attempted to have sex for the first time, but the bride found out it was too painful. She spoke to her practitioner soon afterwards, who performed a physical examination and found that she had a condition called microporphyriate hymen. Microporphyriate hymen, a condition where the hymen is so thick but has a single small opening. Dude, this broad, look, I'm just looking at this broad. This broad, in my opinion, flicked her bean so much that she cauliflowered the damn thing. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. Take this shit off of here. Good God. All right, one more. Jesus Christ. Did y'all hear about this? Surgeon is fined for sharing a photo of a patient's swastika tattooed penis. Huh? And where was this? Australia! Of course it's in Australia, in Queensland to be exact. All right? Take a look at this. An orthopedic surgeon was fined $10,000 for sharing a photo of a comatose patient's swastika tattooed penis. Huh? There you go. Hey, I come from a land down under. Yeah, we get where you go down under, all right, buddy? We get it. Jesus Christ. Good God. And look at all the Aussies are all pissed off. Oh, come on. Come on. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. And Megamax by BMac. We're from Anime, by the way, whatever the hell that means. And Kits does a flip. Not going to lie, I joined this cult. You're talking about the poop-eating cult, for Christ's sake? Oh, God, I don't want to ask, all right? I don't even want to ask, all right? And last but not least, a Satanist janitor is sentenced to jail after putting bodily fluids in kids' school food. Take a look at this shit, huh? And, of course, in New Jersey, Hey, I'm a Satanist out of New Jersey over here, eh? Hell fucking say, hey, Satan is good, Satan is my pal, huh? An elementary school janitor in New Jersey has been sentenced to 8 years in jail after admitting he deliberately contaminated students' cafeteria food with feces and, quote, bodily fluids. Giovanni Impreziri, 27, self-identified Satanist, who claimed to be doing the devil's work, pleaded guilty to a second-degree official misconduct and a third-degree possession of child sexual abuse material in January. So here's the guy. Kind of looks like the guy you'd expect to be doing this kind of activity, if you want my opinion. It's got a weird look. All right, so I'm just saying. All right, self-proclaimed Satanist. Got to watch out for those janitors, my friend, huh? Jesus Christ. Kick that asshole out of there who said inner circle sleeper agent. Kick that fucking piece of shit out of here. Kick him out of here right the fuck right now. All right, arrogant bastard said that he has something related that is totally useless news related. Oh, dude, what the fuck? Dude, are you kidding me? Put the PC shot on. I'm not showing this. This is fucking disgusting. I'm done. All right, I'm not showing this disgusting shit.
Cats.
This is fucking disgusting. This is utterly disgusting. I'm not showing that shit. It's of some fucking dog fetish fucking group. I don't even want to show it, dude. All right. Anyway, Cheers Drunkler, didn't know you had a cult following in Thailand, Ghostler. Fuck you. All right, Cheers Drunkler. And then we got Count Binface. Dear colonists, continue to irate the other colonists who are led by a retard autist who loves tariffs. Also, sound the alarms. The UK is going to be ready to be the third world shithole any day now. Maybe the Balkans doesn't seem so bad. All right, Marshy Ayuk. All right, thank you, Count Binface. I appreciate it. All right, cheers to you, and thank you very much for chilling with us. All right, man. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I want to say cheers to everybody out there who is listening. I just want to reiterate once again, everything that we're going through, I predicted in 2024. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you to go into the archive, whether it's on Rumble, whether it's on YouTube, and take a look at any of those True Capitalist radios in 2024. I said that all this was coming. All of it. All right? So I hate to toot my own horn here, but beep, beep, all right? All you assholes that were calling me a goddamn Democrat, ha ha, huh? He who laughs last, laughs loudest. All right, boy? And don't you ever forget it. Anyway, I just want to let everybody know that I am going to be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat in about 20 or 30 minutes. All right? All you've got to do is go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics, all right? And once you do, you go down to the area here and become a member right here. Become a member, all right? It's serious fucking conversation only. If you're a damn troll, don't even think about it, all right? But I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be chilling. We're going to be discussing all these issues. We're going to be discussing how to, keep your head above water amidst all this crap. We're going to be talking about all that. And plus, I'm going to have a few drinks with the boys in there, man. So cheers to everybody out there. Cheers to the True Capitalist Radio chat room. I would strongly suggest, if you want to stay ahead of this Trump tariff, if you want to stay ahead of the game, I would consider joining the True Capitalist Radio member chat, all right? And Mega Max, yeah, great. And fuck you, old man Frank, all right? Anyway, until next time, thank you very much for tuning in with me. And if you haven't done so, please follow me on X or Twitter, all right? Put the PC shot on. The X or Twitter name is The Ghost Report. All one word, no underscores, The Ghost Report. All right? As a matter of fact, we're being listened to right now, about 400 people on X and Twitter right now. And cheers to the folks on X and Twitter, all right? We're being multi-broadcasted on many different platforms. Cheers to YouTube, cheers to Kick, cheers to Rumble, cheers to Vaughn, cheers to Trovo, and cheers to Odyssey. Cheers to them all right? And, of course, folks, if you haven't done so, please add to your bookmarks and add to your favorites my official website, all right? Ghost.report, all right? It gives you the world in one web page. As you can see, you probably have to, if you're a mobile person, you might want to view this in desktop to get the best view. But I aggregate the news necessary to keep you abreast of what the hell is going on in this world, all right? So once again, Ghost.report. And of course, here is the store if you want some merch. You can click here for the store. We got merch. Take a look at this merch. True Capitalist Radio merch, man. All right, more beer merch. Troll for Life merch. All right. So anyway, thank you all once again for tuning in with me. I am going to be doing a ghost show tomorrow, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And once again, it's a tomfoolery show. It's not, meant to be serious. So if you're into internet tomfoolery, then hook it up. All right, tomorrow for the Ghost Show. We're on the Ghost Show every Tuesday and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Anyway, folks, thank you all. Hold on. I got to buy me a coffee. Let's not forget Cheers. Oh, it's Cheers Drunkler. Great. All right, what else? What other shit talk? Froppy is anxiously awaiting you to start your own poop-eating cult. All right, that's enough. All right, we get the fucking point. All right? We get the fucking point. Anyway, folks, I'm headed to the TCR member chat. Until next time, I'm out of here. Woo!